Campaign 2016 segment tonight. If Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton win big here in New York this evening, the last crucial test comes in California. Now, we believe Mrs. Clinton already has a nomination locked, but Donald Trump may be another story. Joins from Chicago, Tom Bevan from Real Clear Politics, and here in New York City, Philip Bump, reporter for the Washington Post. Why do you think McConnell went out and said that he doesn't think Trump's going to get it on the first round?
Well, I think that the Republican establishment is trying to set the expectation that this thing could be a contested convention. They need to. There's a poll that just came out. NBC Wall Street Journal said 6 out of 10 Republicans think whoever comes in with the most votes should be the nominee. If this thing goes to a contested convention, if Trump doesn't have the delegates he needs, the Republican establishment needs to set the expectation that this is a thing that could happen.
Okay, this is a normal thing. It's not going to be a catastrophe. Right. It's just the way it is.
Exactly.
So they're already starting now.
Right.
Do you concur with that, Mr. Bevan?
I do. I mean, it just shows what a mess the Republicans have on their hands. Mitch McConnell despises Ted Cruz. And he certainly wants to, I think, get to a fresh face scenario to try and protect his majority. Phil mentioned that Wall Street Journal poll. You were talking with with Martha about the exit polls. 7 in 10 Republicans in New York said that they think the person who has the most votes should win. So just imagine if that number holds true across this. If Republicans come out of the convention without Donald Trump as a nominee and he's won the most votes, they're going to be a very divided party.
Okay. And what about the wisdom or lack thereof, Mr. Bevan, of the Republicans saying, look, if Donald Trump is our nominee, we run the risk of losing everything. Everything. Senate, House, total collapse, like Reagan-Mondale, we're going to get wiped out. But if we go to Cruz or someone else, we have a chance to save the House and Senate. Now, that may be unfair to Donald Trump. I mean, nobody knows how he's going to conduct himself in a general election. But do you believe that sentiment has taken root in Washington?
Oh, absolutely it has. And look, I think the polling data right now that we have reflects that. But I don't necessarily buy into that conventional wisdom. I mean, Donald Trump, he is unpredictable. He scrambles the map in ways that I think nobody can predict, right? His strongest asset in a general election is working-class white men. That's Hillary Clinton's biggest weakness. It could have him winning states like Pennsylvania, which Republicans haven't won in a number of cycles, and perhaps even losing states that Republicans haven't lost in a while, like Georgia or someplace out west like Arizona. So I think we don't know how Donald Trump will perform in a general election.
It's all conjecture. We don't like to do that here. But isn't it true, Mr. Bump, that more women than men vote in America?
Yes.
Okay, so the women are the majority in people going, and then you add to that the coalition of minorities who, according to the polls, don't like the Republican Party and really don't like Donald Trump and Senator Cruz. So it looks that the Republican Party, do you concur that it's a mess, that they just don't know what to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear they don't know what to do. I mean, that's been made very clear. But this is going to be a tough election cycle no matter what happened. I mean, Hillary Clinton, who I think you're right, will probably be the nominee for the Democrats. She's not a strong candidate. She has very high unfavorable ratings. Right. However, the candidates on the Republican side are likely to be someone who is also not very popular and also has these weaknesses. But it's always going to be a tough election simply because of the demographics at play. We saw how the demographics shifted in 2008, 2012. The odds are good that that shift will continue. If you look at the demographics...
Well, let me stop you, though. The minorities were really motivated to vote for Barack Obama. Right. Really motivated, okay? They're not going to be motivated for Hillary Clinton that much. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see that surge there.
Well, I think it depends, first of all, who she's running against, to your point earlier. But secondarily, the electorate in 2014 was as diverse as the electorate in 2008. That's something people don't realize. During that off year when the Republicans crushed it, it was still the same percentage of non-white voters as it was in 2008. This is a trend that's continuing.
But it wasn't as many going out for the off-year election than in the presidential election. Mr. Bevan, what about the minority vote? Donald Trump, when he comes in here, I ask him about it, point blank. He goes, no, look, don't worry about it. I'm going to get them because I'm going to bring in jobs and I'm going to make it easier for them to prosper and they're going to buy into my message. I don't have any concerns about it at all. Could that be true? Could the minority vote, you know what? I want somebody new. I want somebody who's going to create jobs.
It's tough to say, Bill. I mean, he does have very high negatives. He has said some things that have alienated members of the minority community, certainly. But on the other hand, there are some aspects to his candidacy. Again, this is the year of the outsider. I mean, for Republicans and for Democrats. And Donald Trump is certainly the outsider, and if he's running against Hillary Clinton, she is the antithesis of an outsider. I mean, she's the epitome of the establishment, and that will work against her in a general election, I think, across racial boundaries as well.
But here's an interesting thing. The exit polling we just discussed with Miss Martha shows that minorities in New York broke big for Hillary Clinton tonight. All right, and if Hillary Clinton does wind up winning New York, which I believe she will, it will be because of that vote, the minority vote. Because Bernie Sanders is winning with white men and the youngers. But are they motivated? Is the minority community as motivated now as it was when Barack Obama was on a ticket? That's you, Mr. Bevin.
Yeah, sure. This is the sort of lasting question: is Barack Obama's coalition, was it unique to him, or is it durable and transferable to Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
And we just won't know the answer. I mean, I think certainly right now she's doing well in primaries with minority voters. The missing piece for her right now is the youth vote, which Bernie is winning overwhelmingly. Are those folks going to turn out at the same levels with the same intensity for her in November? We won't know. We'll have to wait and see.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks very much. We appreciate it.